This week on Bobcat Breakdown, we talk about women's hockey and its chances at a conference and national title.
And Pat, we stay on the ice to talk about men's hockey and its weekend here in Hamden.
Plus, we talk about men's and women's hoops as they get set to make a run at the MAC tournament.
Bobcat Breakdown starts right now.
Welcome to Bobcat Breakdown. I'm Pat Pitts alongside John, the bow tie guy, Franklin.
Pat, you know it's Bow Tie Tuesday.
Absolutely. The women's hockey team saw its 21-game unbeaten streak come to an end on the road against Colgate. John, this team has been red hot up to this point. What makes this team so tough to beat?
You know, Pat, it all starts from the back. Between the pipes, Sydney Rossman has been playing unbelievable for the Bobcats. I believe she's had 7 shutouts this season, a career high.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. She's had a great year in between the pipes. Plus, TTC Infrano is absolutely leading this team.
Absolutely. TTC Infrano has been the backbone of this team. I mean, she's been so great offensively. I mean, her goal against Cornell, probably one of the most beautiful goals I've seen all year. I mean, that was beautiful.
Dangle City.
Absolutely. And she leads the team in points and goals. Points with 41 and goals with 23. John, that's insane.
Absolutely. Nationally, she's ranked in most categories against the top players in the nation. It's unbelievable the year she's having. A lot of admiration to TTC and Infrano.
And she was invited to the national team as well. I mean, just as a team, to have someone be invited to that is an honor in itself.
And Pat, the real question for this team is, are they ready to make a postseason tournament run?
See, I think they are. I think they have the leadership and they have the talent in TT, as we already talked about, but we forgetting one person, Melissa Semiskevich. She's only a freshman. She has 28 points. She has 2 game-winning goals against Dartmouth and Harvard. In the Harvard one, she had the only goal, and she has 14 assists this year. It's insane. She's playing out of her mind as a freshman.
I'm going to disagree with you, Pat. I don't think this team's ready to make a postseason.
And why is that? I would love to hear why.
One big reason, TTC Infrano having a great year. Top 10 in all national categories. I understand that. But the big problem is, look at the players she's matched around. Alex Carpenter, Boston College. Hannah Brandt, Minnesota. Haley Scarpa, Boston College. Those players, all in the top 3 teams above her, it's hard to beat players who are playing that well. It's unbelievable.
BC is a powerhouse. I get that. I'm not saying that they will win the national championship. I do not believe they will because of powerhouses like BC, what you've said. Wisconsin. These are just teams that they are going to meet in postseason play, and they're going to have trouble with. I say they make semifinals at best.
I don't see it. I just don't see it. I think this team, I understand goalies win championships. A hot goalie, you could ride all the way there, but I don't think they have what it takes to keep that run going. 1-loss plagues teams, 18-1 the Patriots. It's the same deal.
Don't bring up the Patriots here. We're talking about Bobcats. Don't do that.
That's what my belief is. 1 loss, and it's going to ruin them for the postseason.
See, I don't agree with you there. I think that Cass Turner, she's a first-year head coach for the Bobcats. She has
That's the problem.
No, it's not.
That's
She's
inexperience.
got the experience. No.
She doesn't know what it's like to be in a big tournament situation.
She was the coach of the Canadian national team where she won silver medal. Who did she?
Silver's not gold.
Yeah, guess who won gold? Melissa Semiskevich.
Okay, that's fair. That's a very good point. I'll concede to that one.
All right, well, John, we've argued a little bit. Well, what do you think the Bobcats need to do in order to prepare for their last 6 games here at home?
Well, the problem that's plagued the Bobcats is inexperience in these situations, these last few games. Let's take it back to 2012, 2013, where they lost to St. Lawrence at home 2-1. 2013, 2014, they beat St. Lawrence, swept them, then lost to Clarkton 6-0. That's unacceptable. And then they swept Princeton.
Is it a disgrace?
It's not a disgrace.
It's not a disgrace?
It's not a disgrace. I'll tell you that much. But they then swept Princeton and then lost to Harvard. This team isn't ready to make that postseason run. I just don't believe it. The only way that they can prepare for it, maybe get Rossman a few more reps in the net, and maybe even get TT a little more time on the ice. That's the only thing
I think that to prepare for the next 6 games, they're going to have to beat Clarkson at home. They're going to be their toughest game. Clarkson averages almost 4 goals a game. They got their leading offensive point getter in Kaylee Mercer. They're going to have a tough time.
All right, Pat, when we come back, we talk about the top-ranked men's hockey team.
Plus, we hit the hardwood to discuss the men's and women's basketball teams.
Don't touch that remote. Breakdown comes back right after this.
This week's trending topic is #that. We are your source for Quinnipiac entertainment news.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken and cheese for just over $4. Giant cheesesteak subs and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Q-Cash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
Welcome back to Breakdown. Men's hockey had 2 home games this weekend against Cornell and Colgate. The Bobcats tied against the Big Red of Cornell 2-2, but sought revenge against the Colgate Red Raiders. The Bobcats would go on to win that game 6-3. But Pat, all eyes have been on Hobie Baker nominee Michael Gartig. What do you think? Does he have a chance to take home the hardware?
Absolutely no doubt. He is
no
having
chance is what you meant.
It's no doubt, and I'm going to tell you why right now. He's having a career year. He broke his old shutout streak of 7 games. He had 6 streak of shutouts, but now he broke that with 7. He has almost a 94% save percentage. He's the first goalie in QU history to have 3 straight shutouts. He is the reason the Bobcats are #1 in the country right now, alongside Santa Ana's. He absolutely has a chance at the Hobie Baker.
I couldn't disagree with you more,
And
Pat
I would love to
Pitts.
hear why.
You know why? He's not consistent enough. He is having a very tough time the end stretch of this year. And let's talk about last time a QU player was up for the Hobie Baker nominee. Eric Hartzell, 2013, 933 save percentage. Impressive. 1.57 goals against. Impressive. Gartig, comparable, 932 save percentage. Okay, 1.68 goals against. Hartzell was the reason that team made it to the national championship that year, and they still lost. If Gartig wants to give himself a chance, get that goals against average down. The last goalie to win the Hobie Baker, 2001, Ryan Miller, Michigan State. His stats were unbelievable. 1.32 goals against, 950 save percentage. Not even close. Gartig's not even close. It's
absolutely close.
He has no chance.
See, I see the reason it's close and he has a shot is because he is playing really well. And it's not that the goals against is his fault. The defense is losing him games. They're stepping off the pedal. He's not getting the defense that he needs, and he's struggling to, look at that goal against Cornell last game. It was right in front of the net. The defense let 2 guys get by him. He slipped up, and a goal gets put past him, and they tie 2-2. That's not Gartig's fault. That's the defense's fault.
Okay, but you're saying is it Gartig's fault? That has nothing to do with it. It's will he win the Hobie Baker?
And I say yes.
He will not win the Hobie Baker because he's not playing on his head like he was in the beginning of the year. When the defense broke down, he was making the stops he needed to make. He's not doing that right now.
Well,
he can change that. He can change that, but I don't think he's going to do it right now.
See, I believe he can win the Hobie Baker, strictly with the stats that he has alone. He's having an absolutely amazing year. Yes, you brought up the Hartzell point, but still, this is a new year, new team. They got a lot going for them. They're the number one team in the country.
So was Hartzell's team.
Okay.
They had a longer winning streak too.
Yeah, but
Okay.
this is a new team, and I think he has a shot at it.
I don't think he has a chance.
All right.
I quite honestly don't think he has a chance.
So, John, as you said earlier, the Bobcats tied 1-1 and took one and lost one this weekend. With the season coming to a quick end, what do you take away from this weekend?
I take away the inconsistency of this Bobcat team, and like you brought up before, their defense has been shockingly bad.
I'm going to totally agree with you on that
I
standpoint.
never thought they would be as bad as they've been playing. Giving up 3 goals against a Colgate team, even though they won 6-3, not good. Giving up
They were tied. They were tied 1-1 and then 2-2 against Colgate as well.
Absolutely. And then Cornell, 2 goals against Cornell. Those are 2 teams unacceptable to give up 5 goals against in 2 games.
Cornell was a must-win for this team. They went into Cornell's home rink and took a thriller win in overtime, and that was a real momentum booster for the Bobcats. But Cornell comes here, you're saying, all right, we haven't been playing that well. We've been kind of coming out a little lackadaisical, and we got to really put the pedal to the metal and win this game. They do come out like that in the first period, coming out really on the attack, making a lot of offensive opportunities happen in their zone, putting shots on net, scoring early. But then once they get a comfortable lead, foot comes off the pedal, and they start to, goals go past Gartic. The defense starts to slip up a little bit.
non-Hobie Baker winner.
Tough penalties are taken, especially a penalty late in the game that caused the goal to go in. This is a completely different team than we saw in the first half of the year, but I feel that this team can bounce back from these couple
You think
games.
they're going to bounce back?
I think they have a chance at bouncing back.
Do you think this team has a realistic shot at a national championship, Pat Pitts?
I'm going to say yes. They do have a realistic shot at a national championship. We've seen it already this year. Beginning of the year, they came out streaking. They were hot. We saw players like Tim Clifton, Sam Adams, who still is on a roll. He's on a 7-game point streak right now.
Impressive.
Unbelievable. He had 5 points this weekend. That's
Impressive.
insane. In 2 games, 5 points, unheard of. It's great.
Absolutely, agreed. But my problem with this is, what do you consider a tie, Pat Pitts? Is it a win? Is it a loss? What is it? What's a tie?
The tie this weekend against Cornell, they treat it like a loss. Absolutely.
They've also tied Northeastern, Maine, RPI. And then that comeback against Dartmouth, should have lost that game. That they can't do that, what they did against Dartmouth, and expect to win in the tournament, in the NCAA tournament.
I believe that the Northeastern loss was not, tie, was not a loss. I feel that it was a tie. It was a tie. It was like not a win, but they got out. Tie is fine, what they'll take. The ties against RPI, that was a loss, losing effort in a way. They could have beat RPI. And the tie against Cornell, losses. But they will come back. They realize, hey, it's tournament time. We got to buckle down. We got to really put the pedal to the metal and say, we got to win this tournament, because they don't want a repeat of what happened a couple years ago against Yale.
Realistically, I don't see it happening. I just don't.
After the break, we will talk about the teams that call Lender Court home.
And we give our games of the week, plus our step-up and sit-down players.
Keep it right here on Bobcat Breakdown.
This week's trending topic is #that. We are your source for Quinnipiac entertainment news.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken and cheese for just over $4. Giant cheesesteak subs and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. QCash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's. Good evening and welcome to Sports Pause.
In the end, we're here to win the championship this year.
Jess Fontaine now has that. She's going to take a ripper off the post, but she's going to come back.
And my number one, hold your applause, Bobcats fans, is Quinnipiac.
All right, Victoria, you know what time it is. It's top 5 plays of the week.
My favorite time.
Welcome back to the show. The women's basketball team had 2 games this week, taking on Siena on the road and Niagara here at home. Bobcats have stretched their win streak to 10 games. John, what makes this team so good?
The freshman talent has been unbelievable for this team. Talk about Erin McClure, the highest recruit in Quinnipiac history.
She didn't even know that coming in.
I know. I asked her about it, and she had no idea. Unbelievable. That shows you how humble she is. Paula Stromene comes overseas, over the pond from Latvia. She's having an unbelievable campaign right now. Brittany Martin steps in, plays her role at the guard spot. Even Carly Fabry, who's a sophomore captain, has stepped in. She started the year at a shooting guard spot, moved into the point guard spot, leading the team in assists. It's been an unbelievable year for her.
She had a career high in assists on Sunday against Niagara.
Absolutely. A big game for them to win.
Absolutely, and I couldn't agree with you more about the freshman talent. Freshman talent has been incredible. You say Paula Stromene. She is a threat on the floor. I mean, you put her down low, she'll give you a couple post moves and, a nice floater in the lane. She'll also take it outside, hit a nice 3 in your face. As a defender, I am scared to take her on. I do not want to guard her because she is going to make me look like a fool out there.
The one thing very interesting about Stromene is her game, how she was able to change it going into the American style game. You see how she's taken her European style where she uses the Euro step, she uses certain tactics like that in order to propel her game a little bit. This was a big deal for her coming over. She traveled, she had some troubles early, but now coming into it, Erin McClure, another center, she's been unbelievable. She's been a huge, huge impact on this team. Let's also talk about Marina Politano, her senior effort. She was so used to coming off the bench. Former sixth man of the year in the MAC. She had a great campaign last year. Came in this year, started off a little slow, but she's found her own. She started to realize, hey, I don't need to be chucking up threes all the time. I don't need to be doing that constant, playing like almost a LeBron James character for this team where she's going to want the ball in an ISO situation and just put it up. Even in bad situations, it's all becoming a team effort for this team. It's not even a gold rush anymore. It's been unbelievable.
Absolutely. One person that you have not mentioned that I want to talk about is Adelie Martucci. She is a firecracker coming off the bench. I mean, she gives that intensity on the floor that you see from this team. I mean, she'll go out there, she'll drive in the lane, go hard to the basket. Not a little floater. She will take it to the house strong, which was what you like to see in a player. Also, she can shoot the 3 really well, and that's what this team has been doing extremely well over the past couple of games. Not so much at the beginning of the year, but these past couple of games, they're shooting the lights out beyond the arc.
Couldn't agree with you more. Martucci's been unbelievable for this team. I could see her heart and her fire as an upperclassman of this team. One person you're leaving out, and I'm leaving out as well, actually, up until now, Morgan Mans. Unbelievable season. She's got a big presence down low. She's played really low in the post, but wow, can she shoot the 3 ball.
Oh, yeah.
One of the purest shots I've ever seen on any NCAA player I've ever seen. She's unbelievable.
Oh, absolutely. This whole team, it really has been shooting the 3 ball really well these last couple games. I mean, they just, anytime, they feel comfortable now. I mean, I saw Carly Fabry before the game. She didn't have any points against Niagara the last time they played. So she was out there 2 hours before game time shooting the 3, trying to get herself a lot more confident, trying to get in the flow of things, trying to, get her rhythm going, as we would say. And it worked out. She had a great game.
Well, you could see Fabry, how she's starting to come into her game. Because I think earlier in the year, I went down to Monmouth. I saw the team play at Monmouth, and she was playing very tense. She was shooting deep threes, just chucking the ball up, not getting the shot that she wanted. Now she's realizing, hey, look, I'm going to look for the cuts down low. I'm going to look for the player in the post. I'm going to open myself up. And, after the presser the other day, we come out and she says, go Broncos. She's just having a great time.
She's having so much fun out there.
She's loving it. She's loving her sophomore campaign.
And I love her as a point guard because, usually some point guards, they get the ball, the inbounds pass, they, kind of stroll up the floor, run this play, run whatever. But she rushes it up the court. You don't know if she's going to do a fast break or she is going to slow it down. She really is kind of reading the defense on the fly, and I think that's what makes her a dangerous threat.
Oh, absolutely. She gets through presses very easily. Her mother and coach, Trisha Fabry, noted their ability to break the press has been unbelievable this year. And I'm sure after that win against Niagara and watching that Broncos win the other night, that chicken parm tasted mighty good for Carly Fabry.
Oh, jeez. Quoting, I don't know how to deal with you right now. John, as a person who follows this team very closely, what have you noticed about the team's game plan since the beginning of the season?
Well, Pat, the team really started off this year wanting to shoot the three ball. The three ball has been their go-to. It's why they were at the Gold Rush, coming 2 teams off the bench every so often, give players rest, and just put up threes. It's different now. With Erin McClure and Stromene, like we've noted so often, the game plan has changed. They're starting to get the ball, work it through the split in the high post, and that's what's giving the option. Hey, McClure's going to hold the ball up. Stromane's going to hold the ball up. She's either going to throw you the Euro step, go to the basket, lay it up. McClure, she's going to sit down. She's going to give you that nasty post move that she's been using her entire year so far. And if not, they're going to look for the assist. She's going to look outside. She's going to look for Morgan Mans, Carly Fabry, Maria Napolitano, Adelie Martucci, all those players, because that's what's going to open up the three ball. Instead of putting up 20 shots like Maria Napolitano was used to early in the season because she was so into being that leadership role, that senior leadership role, taking that back seat and letting the freshmen take over in the post and get that dish. And we've also left out Sarah Schuin, who's
She was great on Sunday.
Unbelievable
Absolutely.
campaign. I think this team working the ball down low, they're scary. They're going to be scary.
They are a scary team, and on Sunday, Erin McClure, they ran an isolation play at the end of the half, and it was so interesting to see because she's tall. She can grab boards. She's second on the team in rebounds. Guess who's first? Paula Stromene. These 2 freshmen are already making this much of an impact early on in their career, and together they have combined for 4 MAC Rookie of the Weeks in 4 weeks.
Unbelievable. And Pat, with all of this young talent that we've talked about, what do you think the future is going to be like for Trisha Fabry's team?
One word, bright. They have.
I like that.
They have a lot of impact players on their team that in 2-3 years they can make a Sweet 16 run because they have the different threats from beyond. Different threats with Stromene down low, Martucci shooting the 3 ball, also Fabry shooting the 3 ball. I mean, they're a dangerous team.
I absolutely agree. I think a big thing about this team has been the resiliency. They've been unbelievable, never find themselves on their heels. That's what Trisha Fabry's preached all year. And you could see it. You could see that we're going to see maybe a few 30-game seasons in our future. That would be great. I would love to see
that would be a lot of fun to
see
see here and as Bobcats. Another team that has been streaking of late is the men's basketball team. Although in a loss Monday to St. Peter's, the men's basketball team saw their 3-game win streak come to an end. John, are their offensive struggles over, or are we going to see this going into MAC tournament play?
I really don't know, Pat. I don't think the struggles are necessarily over yet. They like to shoot the 3. I don't know why the basketball teams at Quinnipiac want to shoot the 3 ball so often. That is not
because 3 points is more than 2 points.
Oh, thanks, Pat. Thanks for that. Thanks for that lesson on math.
I'm just trying to help out, but I think that's why. I mean, shooting 3 ball is fun. I mean, we have players on this team who can't shoot the 3 ball. I mean, James Ford can't shoot it.
Do we have anyone named Steph Curry on the court that's going to throw up a 3 and make it in 2 guys' faces?
And Andrew Robinson played the best Steph Curry role last week in his 5 3-point game, and he got himself MAC Rookie of the Week for the men's side.
I don't know. I just don't see the offensive struggles being over for this team. But do you think that this team will bust a few brackets come conference tournament time?
Absolutely, because you never know what you're going to get with this team. I mean, one night they can come in and they could really struggle to get anything going. I mean, we saw in Monmouth, they struggled to register 2 points in 8 minutes. You know, you just can't win games like that. But then again, you see last game against Marist, they shot the lights out. And, I mean, Donovan Smith, Chase Daniels down low. You feed it down to them, they're going to put it up. And also the defensive presence with Donovan Smith, you know, you just never know what you're going to get. If he wears his headband, they're going to win the game. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely true. I think I hate agreeing with you more than anyone in the world, but I agree with you right now. They can be a bracket buster. They can go into the MAC tournament and say, hey, we put Monmouth within 5 points. We played a great game against them. If everybody thinks they're the favorite, look out, because we got a chance to beat them. I think that Quinnipiac has a really good shot at busting a few brackets. What I think is going to be interesting to see is their game plan coming into games towards the end of it. Like what happened against St. Peter's. They had a chance to close out the game, 15-0 run for St. Peter's. If you're Tom Moore, how can you let your team really do that? I don't understand it. I just don't get it.
I don't either. It's so with our step up and sit down players of the week. John, who do you have?
My step up, Paula Stromae.
Absolutely.
She's
Couldn't agree more.
We talked about it earlier. She's been unbelievable. Back-to-back Rookie of the Week honors in the MAC. Unbelievable. She had her first career double-double this week, and she finishes in the top 5 in most team statistics. 4th in field goal percentage, 5th in points. She's actually 2nd in rebound, Pats. Not to go back and give you a little bit of an edit on your statistics, but she's 2nd in rebounds and rebounds per game.
See, okay. Sticking with basketball, my step-up player of the week is Andrew Robinson. He did have the 5 3-pointers against Marist this week. He's named MAC Rookie of the Week as well. If he gets more playing time, he will be a threat for them. He's a great defender, a lot of energy coming off the bench. He's someone to watch for.
Pat, on the flip side, who you got put on the pine?
I got to say the men's ice hockey defense.
The whole
defense, not just one player.
The enchilada, every single one of them?
The enchilada, they just have been struggling to, stay in games. I mean, they are always having to come back, and they're tying games. And they're leaving Gartic, the Hobie Baker nominee,
not going to win it,
candidate, they're leaving him out to dry. And as a defense, you can't do that to your goaltender. He's your leader of the team. You got to help him out a little bit.
Well, Pat, for me, I'm sticking to Lender Court, James Ford Jr. It's really disappointing. I love to see James Ford Jr. play the game. He's a great player, in my opinion. But starting every game thus far for the Bobcats, it's been a struggle for him. He's averaging 6.6 points per game. He's a shooting guard. He's got to score the ball. He's 4th on the team with 34 turnovers. That's unacceptable. Wouldn't say it's a disgrace. I think his play has been very good up till now, but that's why he's my sit-down player.
So we talked about our step-up and sit-downs. What's your game to watch for this week?
Game of the week here in Hamden, women's basketball against Iona. Iona 1st in the MAC. They've had an unbelievable year so far. Women's basketball, we noted, 10-game win streak. And we get to see Joy Adams, a presence down low, go up against the freshman phenom, Aaron McClure.
We saw Maury Hirsch Gordon compare Aaron McClure to her. That's going to be an exciting matchup to watch.
It's going to be really fun. I can't wait to see it.
My game to watch for this week is going to be Quinnipiac versus St. Lawrence. St. Lawrence has really been a streak ender for this Bobcat team. And both times that they've been streaking, St. Lawrence is right there. It's a trap game for me, John.
An absolute trap game. I can't agree with you more, Pat.
Well, that's all she wrote for this episode of Bobcat Breakdown.
That's right, Pat. And don't forget to check out our websites at www.q30television.com and www.theqbsn.com.
Plus follow us on Twitter at Q30Sports and QBSN.
And don't forget to pick up a copy of the QBSN magazine to keep up with everything Quinnipiac sports.
I'm Pat Pitts. He's John the Bow Tie Guy Franklin. Have a great day and a pleasant tomorrow, Bobcat Nation.